class, it's Miss Roberts here, and today we're going to go over our final project, which is the Welcome to the Real World paper and webinar. Let's begin. All right. So you've made it, you've done it, you've completed 2 projects together so far, and here's the final one. Not only does it build upon the skills that we've done thus far, such as collaboration, working together, doing research in a research paper, but we're adding a presentation and video component to our learning. Just want to say thank you so much for being in the class. I've learned so much from you, and I cannot wait to see what you're going to produce in this project. So here are the components of the Real World Workshop webinar. So we'll have an agenda just like the last time. So we are not only creating a meeting agenda, but also meeting minutes. So if you recall from the previous modules, a meeting agenda is the plan and the blueprint for a meeting, and the meeting minutes is a recap of such meeting. This way, not only can you use the meeting minutes to plan for the next meeting and use an agenda to organize your meetings, but if someone doesn't come to the meeting, you'll have a document to show what you've done and a document to just put everything together as such. So let me go ahead and show you or remind you about the meeting agenda. So pretty much you'll have your group name, date, meeting place. Now if we're online, it might not be necessarily a meeting place, but you can just say online or on Zoom or what have you. You'll have your time and the purpose for the meeting, and the members in attendance and the members that were absent from the meeting. If you have unfinished business, so topics that require ongoing discussion but could not be resolved in the last meeting, if that applies, go ahead and jot that down here. New meetings, so new discussions and goals for the group and the project. And announcements. So similar to the announcements that I send you via Canvas, you can have intergroup announcements, and that can be displayed in the agenda. Now the meeting minutes are pretty simple as well. You can copy and paste group name, date, and meeting place if applicable. Your time and time meeting was called to order is very important, especially since oftentimes when meetings start, we might have our pleasantries, our greetings, and you might just be getting warmed up, but then we get right down to business. So what time the meeting was and when it was called to order. Totally up to you when those times are going to be. Sometimes it takes a while to get to know each other. Not to get to know each other, but a little while for us to, get into the rhythm before calling the meeting. Totally up to you. It's your meeting, it's your space. But the meeting time the meeting was called to order, and the person preparing the minutes. So definitely give a shout out to the person that put this document together. Usually it's one person that does this. Who was in attendance, who was absent, and just a brief summary of group decisions. So I have 3 right here, but of course if there are more or less, totally up to you. But it gives us a really formal way to organize meetings, such as the agenda, but a really organized way to sum up meetings and to remind us what went on in our meetings. So in addition to having one meeting where we have an agenda and meeting minutes, here's the prompt. Now, similar to the College Survival Guide project, in this project you're going to agree on a topic, break down the topic into pieces for the research paper, create an intro, body section, and conclusion for said research paper, and based on what that research paper is about, create a video. Now you're going to collaborate on this video, and there's several ways you can do this. But before we go into the video, let's talk about the topics. Now I have a list of topics right here. However, you can deviate from this list. But the overall theme of this project is for you to create a webinar and paper based on a life skill wellness, or finance skills, skills that we need in the real world as adults. So some of, excuse me, so some of the topics can be how to look for a job, create a resume, manage stress, manage our time, resolve conflict, how to buy a car, how to rent an apartment, how to buy a house, how to maintain a healthy lifestyle, how to build confidence, how to overcome the fear of public speaking, how to maintain a personal budget, etc. So it doesn't have to be solely focused on this list. And maybe you can combine some things as well. It's totally up to you. It just has to be a life skill that we need to learn. Now, on this page, of course, there are two assignment pages. You have the page dedicated to the presentation and the page dedicated to the research paper. So right now we're going to focus on the presentation. So it's probably more advantageous to work on the paper first so you'll know what to say and what kind of bullet points you want to say for your video. And there are ways or several ways you can do this video. So here I have two instructional videos about how to create a YouTube collaboration. So similar to the YouTube videos that I have provided for you, each person can say their part. One person says introduction, one person says body section or paragraph 1, 2, 3, so on until the conclusion. So you can divvy up those parts similar to how those parts are divvied up into, how those parts are divvied up for the paper, and create a video. Each person creates their video, and then we create a collaborative YouTube playlist, and then you send that link or that playlist link to me. So I press the first video and all the videos will come down. It's a really simple way to put your videos together. Everybody does their part, put it together as one big YouTube playlist. And also an alternative would be a Zoom recording. So similar to how some of you met on Zoom for the first project, getting to know one another, this Zoom meeting is going to be recorded, and you'll have that one Zoom meeting. Everybody says their part, and you give me the recording of the Zoom meeting of each person doing their presentation. So unlike the YouTube video where they're individual videos into one, the Zoom recording, you just have this one big recording where you're performing your speech. Another alternative would be a Zoom recording where I'm there. So if you don't want to deal with recording and trying to get everything together, don't worry. You can schedule a Zoom recording session with me. Everybody must be in attendance. I grade your presentation in real time. No muss, no fuss, and that's totally okay with me. As long as we're able to find a time that works well for us, I will grade it just like we would in a synchronous online class. So if you don't want to record such a Zoom meeting, you can just have me on the Zoom. I'll record it live, and then I'll grade right then and there. And another alternative, or the fun alternative, unless there's more ideas, would be to create a video and edit the video. Now, because I don't teach editing and I'm not the best video editor in the world, I don't necessarily require students to edit videos. However, students have created a video where they edit everything together. If you have that talent and it's easy for you, totally go on with that, where you have edited video of everyone doing their speech, if that's what you want to do. However, it's not required, and there's a lot of alternatives that don't require video editing skills, such as putting the playlist together. You don't have to edit those videos. Everyone's just submitting their YouTube video, putting on one playlist for me to view. The Zoom recording doesn't really require a lot of editing. Say if at the very beginning or at the very end, people are trying to get things together and you recorded it, you can cut some of the video out, but that's the extent of what you'll have to do for the Zoom recording video. Or you can just say, hey, start at 2 minutes, and I'll just do that. So pretty much there are multiple ways to do the video. The project itself will be 8 to 20 minutes, and everybody has to have an online component. So if you break that up among 5 or 6 people, then that would be like maybe 2 minutes per person or something like that. So it has a really wide range, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes per person saying your part. So pretty much this just explained what I said, where you can create a YouTube video playlist, a Zoom recording of each person performing their video, live Zoom recording, and I also have information for the playlist. So pretty much make sure you have your introduction video, introducing everyone, introducing the concept. Make sure you have verbal citations of the resources that you use. You want to use a visual aid, maybe an object or a picture, just to incorporate what you want to do. Some groups also use PowerPoint for the video, so if you want to incorporate a visual aid, that's fine. So let's go to the research paper portion. So the research paper will be 5 to 6 pages, and of course you will divvy that up amongst your group members. Make sure to have a works cited or reference page. At least have at least 4, about 4 to 6 sources. 4 sources minimum, but you can have more than 6. But of course that can be divvied up with each person, about 1 or 2 sources per person, and it should meet this requirement. You want to have an introduction and 4 to 6 body sections. Introduction, body sections, conclusion. And of course have a copy of the meeting agenda and meeting minutes. Make sure we have equal contributions to the paper and the video. Make sure it's edited. And that's about it. Okay, so just a brief recap. We are taking the skills that we learned from the previous 2 sessions. We are incorporating video into the session, so you'll have your research paper and then you'll have a brief video project based on your fighting instrument video. You can choose one of the topics that I provided on the list, or you can go outside the box, but just make sure it's a life skill. Okay? Of course, if you have any questions, please let me know. And if you choose to do the live recording or live session where you want me there, you don't want to mess around with videos or anything like that, I can be there and grade and record myself and record your session myself. We would have to collaborate and coordinate a date. However, if you want to edit the video yourself, that's cool as well, but editing isn't required for this project, especially since I never taught it to you. Let me know if you have any questions. I can't wait to see your projects. Congratulations, we're almost done with the course. I'm so proud of you. Let me know if there is anything I can help you out with, and I look forward to seeing your project soon. All right, bye.